Okay, everyone, I would like to start the closing ceremony. So I would love for your attention, please. If you don't give me your attention, there is this big guy right over there. He's gonna take care of you. Okay. Hi. My name is Nikki. Maybe you haven't seen me around the whole competition. I promise you I did some stuff, huh? Okay. Uh, I'm gonna start with the thank yous. I know it's the boring part, nobody wants to listen to it, but I'm gonna start with the most important stuff. I feel very powerful right now. And it's not because of the microphone, but because of what's behind me. And this has been my feeling throughout this whole competition, this whole tournament. Whenever you guys were mean, whenever you guys did stupid stuff, there was somebody to literally and metaphorically clean up of yourself. These are the people who made all of this happen. Me and Rumen, we're just, angry Balkan men. We say, do this, do that. But somebody has to actually do the actual work. And I promise you from the bottom of my heart, they did all the fucking work. I want the long one. I want the long one. More, 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 more. From the bottom of my heart, I really, really thank you. And I am so, so proud of you. I don't even care about what these guys think. It's all about you and me. Thank you very much. And I hope that I will see you around. And I do believe that you, as you have been the backbone of this tournament, you will be the backbone of many to come. So thank you very much once again. You are, for the last fucking time, free to go. Благодаря. Okay, quick thank yous. Thank you very much to the university. It literally was not going to be possible without it. So thank you to the University of National and World Economy. You guys were awesome. Thank you to Joy Station for hosting us, for having these beautiful socials, for having all of these nice places so you guys can feel fancy and have a nice time. Thank you to EAO for the SIM cards. And thank you to, firstly, the Reg team, Jordan, Dancho, and Alex. Where are you guys? Where are you guys? Thank you very much, guys. You know, if you handle incompetently the data, it's gonna be big problems. And there were big problems, but not because of the data. Thank you to the VZ officer. I know that there is many things that we can do to improve accessibility, but I do believe that Sochu did a great job because I've seen so many faces that I haven't seen before. So really, a round of applause for the visa officer Sochu, who also was driving the medical bus and was helping people. So he was literally everything accessibility throughout this competition. Yes, I think that's for me for now. You gotta listen to the other guy. Huh?
We'd like to thank our head of volunteers, Alec, who literally decided to jump on board this 1 week before it started. He literally was the backbone and the nerve system of the tournament. Incredible guy. All volunteers, yet again, whether it's cleaning, whether it's carrying things, whether it's answering stupid questions, you guys did it an incredible job, truly, world class. So a big round of applause for all volunteers. To the love of my life, Nora, thank you for being with me firstly for 7 years. You can add 20 medical cases to those 7 years in the long list of things. Thank you for being the medical officer. You truly handled everything with exceptional class and professionalism. We couldn't have done it without you. Thank you very much. Thank you, Lucy, for the great pictures you are taking, where you are. You did an incredible job. You truly elevate the tournament experience, and I hope, sincerely, Ottawa, pay up. And thank you to the streaming guy, who probably nobody noticed, but that guy, incredible. We had him for Black Sea, we had him here. He did everything on his own without nudging us at all, so really great guy. Finally, I'd like to thank a very important set of people. I'd like to thank all of our haters and our enemies. Every negative comment you guys do, any plot that you try, any action, it doesn't matter. We always come on top. There are many of you, you know who you are, but you can't change the facts. 3 Worlds finals in the last 4 years, 2 European champions, Euros organized, Worlds organized. We can't stop winning. I really hope you enjoyed your stay in Bulgaria, no matter what you think of us. Good night.
Hi, everyone. Let's get this results ceremony started. Cap wants to say a few words before we do all the thank yous and everything. Why do we do this tournament? For the last 700 or so days, Cap's kind of lived in a bit of a secret. Being the burden of Cap is it's a bit strange to carry. It's 2 years of really late night video calls across time zones in like Sydney and then also like West Coast US. It's 2 years of staring at a blinking cursor on a shared document while everyone else is asleep. We spent months arguing actually over like individual words in emotion, if to include optimize or to include regrets instead of opposes, because we knew that one word could change that entire debate, and we scrapped like hundreds of ideas. We thought that we were really good ideas, but we just didn't think they were fair, or because the motion wasn't realistic enough, like it wasn't a thing, or because we simply thought we could do better. And we did this because we really believe in the terrifying and beautiful goal of this tournament.
The goal isn't a trophy, or the break, or even to make money. The true goal of Worlds is to force the best minds on the planet to care about something they might otherwise ignore. We wanted to make you think about the ethics of war, or the economics of poverty, or the philosophy of love for 15 frantic minutes. We wanted to force you to step into the shoes of people you have never met and advocate for them with everything you have. Seeing you all here made every second of that stress worth it.
When we released the motions, we watched your faces. We saw the panic turn into focus. We walked past the rooms and listened to the speeches through the doors. We heard you take our rough ideas and turn them into brilliance. You found arguments we never predicted. You brought abstract concepts to life. You gave fire to logic, your passion, and your inspiration. We are just the kindling to set your minds and passions ablaze. It was an honor to burn. Now that the rounds are over, the tab is closed, the motions don't belong to us anymore. They belong to the arguments you built and the conversations you will keep having long after you leave this venue and return home. Thank you for trusting us with your time and your minds. It has been the treasure of a lifetime to challenge you. And then lastly, on a very personal note, as someone who has done over 10 years of debate now, and for whom this is his last debate endeavor, it has been an honor of a lifetime to serve you one last time. Thank you.
We now want to go through a list of thank yous to all the people for whom this tournament would have been immeasurably lessened without. First, the organizing committee, the entire Bulgarian Debate Association, Nikki, Rumen, and Maxim, the tab team, Etienne and Nora, Gemma, Polly, Mascot, Simran, Valeria, the equity team, Juanita, Omar, Andrew, Pinel, Pranav, the language team, Enting, Yael, Prince, Rushdun, the equity appeals team, Serena, Tex, and Rob, the language appeals team, Claudia and Moobs, Masters, Jane and Kat, Public speaking, Milosh, Umar, and Anna. The scholarships team, Alexis, Sharmila, Pranav, Dario, Macharya, and the training team, XK, Kelvin, Sean, and Paula. We'd also like to thank Martha for being the council chair and for working with us, all advisors on the bid, and the broader community that made sure we delivered an quality worlds. So the advisors being Harish, Enting, Milosh, Sajid somehow, Macharya, Juanita, Sebastian, Nolu, Yossi, Rob Barry, Brent, and Erasmus. We'd also like to thank each and every one of our DCAs, Tumi, Joy, Ruth, Anna, Dennis, Sajid, and Chris, whose ideas were invaluable, who we selected each and every one because we were excited about the vision and the passion they brought to this World Championships. Thank you very much. We'd like to call Nora on stage to offer a few words also.
Hi. 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 I just want to give a couple of thank yous to the community, to the people who made this possible. I think TAB, as much as we run in the background, is obviously a big part of a competition. And as part of that competition, thanking the people who made it possible is very important to me. So firstly, to the CAs and the DCAs, Marta, Matt, David, Anna, Chris, Matt Toomey, Ruth, Joy, Sajid, and Dennis. You were all incredible to work with. I am grateful that I got to work with you. And even as someone who doesn't get to debate the motions, they did seem fun. To the conveners, especially Nikki, Rumen, and Max, you gave us everything we needed in the tab room in order to do our jobs to the best of our abilities. You helped us in all the circumstances we needed, even driving us to and from hotels to make sure that our key cards still worked. And you've run one of the biggest worlds in recent memories incredibly, incredibly well. To the volunteers, we obviously could not even collect the ballots without them. We could not do our job without them. So the volunteers are a huge part of a competition. We are grateful that they were here. We are grateful at how good they were at their jobs. This group was just incredible, as they said before. To the TAB team, Scott, Polly, Valeria, Simran, and Gemma, I am so glad that we chose you. I'm so glad that we got to work with you. You were incredibly competent, incredibly on it the entire competition. I am just incredibly proud, and I'm excited to leave tabbing in your hands. To Etienne, obviously, we have done 2 majors as co-directors. Where I may do the standing up on stage and speaking, you are a genius with computers, you are a genius with procedures, and we couldn't have run this competition without Etienne. Yeah, so another round of applause for Etienne, please, thank you. And finally, just to all of you, every single participant who made this Worlds possible. This is my last international that I will ever tab or even likely ever attend. And this group of people made it incredible. This group of people, as much as at times there were so many of you that I didn't know what to do with it, you are what made this experience, and I am just grateful that it was you. Every one of you makes this possible, so please just keep the community thriving, stay kind to each other, and just, I'm excited to watch the next one from afar. Thank you.
Thank you, Nora. Okay, so now we're going to start announcing results. First, to announce the Masters champions, could we call the Master CAs Jane and Kat? Oh, there you are.
Thanks to everyone who competed and judged in Masters. We're now going to call up the chair, Martha McKinney-Perry, to announce the results.
We learned a lot of things in this year's Masters Grand Final. We learned that there are more Mossad agents watching AL more masturbate than there were audience members at the debate. That the average Irish debater rocks up to the Masters Final still drunk. And that if you try to shave your head on stage, Ruben Marinov will force you to clean it by whatever means necessary. We had 4 great teams. In opening government, we had the United Kingdom, Umar Buckus and Sachin Tissera. In opening opposition, representing Ireland, Jack Palmer and Rob Fitzpatrick. In closing government, all the way from Brazil, we had Gabriel and Samuel. And in closing opposition from Israel, we had Eyal and Roy. On the panel with me were Rob, Jane, Henny, and Jalila. Personally speaking, I had high hopes for this final, and the question I prayed to have answered was, can men be funny? Unfortunately, the answer was a resounding no. Nonetheless, the panel were tasked with crowning a winner, and we really tried to get out of it. We considered declaring no one the winner, crowning the panel, perhaps even crowning the CAs. In the end, though, we reached, under duress, a consensus decision. So the winners of this year's Masters final, on a consensus decision, were the team in opening opposition, Ireland, Jack Palmer and Rob Fitzpatrick.
I'm told Rob is still asleep. Something with this.
You get both trophies in.
Oh, too
Well
easy.
done.
Too easy. Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you.
We also crowned a finals best speaker, this one on a 2-1-1 split, with the chair in the majority. So, these splits were for the leader of opposition, the deputy leader of the opposition, and for no one at all, respectively. But the majority decision was that the best speaker of this year's Masters final was the panel themselves. Thanks, guys.
Thank you very much. Now to announce the public speaking champion, we'd like to call our public speaking CAs Milos, Anna, and Umar. Please come on stage. Well, hi everyone. What a good day. I think this is the least sick I've been.
Yes. Hello, everybody. So we are here to announce the public speaking finals results. Look, I see a lot of people here. Not a lot of people came to watch the public speaking finals. That's fine. It's in the morning. It's inconvenient, etc. But genuinely, it's a very cool activity that when you go and see what people are saying, telling their stories, being funny, being sad, being genuinely funny, unlike in the Masters, like what we've now heard, etc. It's a genuinely activity that is worth for you to do in the future, potentially, and at least come to support and then see what people are saying from around different continents, etc. So it was a very nice experience, and I'd like to thank Anna and Umar for doing this together. So we're going to announce top three people. We have only the reward for the winners, so the winners should come on stage. Yeah, that's it. But everybody else should have a warm welcome to the third and second speaker. So to announce the third person, I'll give it to Anna.
On third place, we have Mia Coffee.
In the second place, very close, it was Joel Colburn.
And finally, the public speaking world champion, Sofia 2026. From the Republic of South Africa, Chimalachi.
Unfortunately, Chi is currently on the plane, so we encourage anybody from South Africa to come and collect a reward afterwards. No, but sure, Umar can. But he told, Umar, you tricked me. You told me the South Africans will get it. Okay, good. But that's it. And thank you, everybody. Yeah, good night.
Thank you very much. Each year, we also give an award to recognize the best performing new university at Worlds. This award is appropriately named the Alfred Snyder Tuna Memorial Award to commemorate the excellent work that Tuna did to advance debating. And to speak about him and present the award, I am pleased to welcome Isabel Burney, one of the coaches at the Lawrence Debate Union.
Dr. Alfred Charles Snyder, better known as Tuna, died December 11th, 2015, so 10 years ago, a few weeks before Thessaloniki WUDC in Greece. Tuna was adored, a mainstay and larger-than-life figure in the debate community, and they gave this award in his name at that championship presented by members of the Lawrence Debate Union to the highest-ranking new institution. This award is meant to impart on how important debate is, especially for those of you at the beginning of your debate career. From universities without institutional funding, without debate programs, who are literally building your circuits as you debate. This award is a reminder that debate should be an accessible place that enables us all to speak truth to power. Tonight, I present this award in Tuna's legacy. I never knew Tuna. He died before I started my collegiate debate career. In fact, many of the debaters he trained, the judges who worked with him, and his fellow coaches have moved on. But his legacy is not. From before I joined the Lawrence Debate Union, I would hear about Tuna. From the reggae music he would play in van rides, his larger-than-life personality, the Debate Central website that many of us may have seen debate resources on. Judging at past Worlds, I would introduce myself as a Vermont debater and be asked about Tuna, or told a story or an experience when someone knew him. It's truly amazing the global impact he had on our community. Today, I use the books he wrote about debate when designing curriculum, his training and websites when preparing for trainings themselves, and so much more that is intangible. Tuna is the reason myself and many members of the global debate community participate in British parliamentary debate today. Tuna was a big believer that debate has transformative power and that everybody can improve and achieve more than they feel they can do. He was a great lecturer and debate coach. According to his partner and fellow debate coach, Bojana Skirt, one of his biggest strengths was that he projected confidence. He so strongly believed that everyone can do well, that debaters feel it and they will become more confident. In many ways, it's difficult to grasp and hard to explain the kind of magic that electrified so many of us, and it continues to be felt by his legacy today. So I want to first and foremost thank Tuna, not only him, but for all the schools and institutions that have struggled and worked here to be here tonight. Whether you won an award or not, this is a reminder that you belong and that debate can and should be a widely accessible space for all members of our community. Congratulations on all of your achievements, both at this tournament and beyond. And with that, I'm proud to announce the winner of the Alfred Tuna Snyder Memorial Award is Sokoba A. Can we get them to come accept the award? Congratulations. Can you also turn there? Okay. Photos there. We're going to figure out the photo.
Congratulations. Now, before we announce the top 10 for EFL, ESL, and open speakers, we'll take a little bit of a break from routine. We're going to call Asan to say some words about Omar Salahuddin, who was the first chair of the permanent WUDC committee, a World Grand Finals judge on 4 occasions, a DCA from Manila Worlds, who passed away recently. Asan?
Hello, everyone. I want to preface this by saying I didn't get the chance to personally interact with Omar, or as he was better known as Oms, but I know many who have that can attest to the level of influence he had over the development of competitive debating, not just in Malaysia, but globally. The following piece was written by Ray De Cruz, and I'm honored to deliver it. The first chair of the permanent WUDC committee, Omar Salahuddin, passed away on the 21st of December, aged 74. Born in Cornwall, Omar came to debating relatively late, in his mid-40s. By then, he was a lecturer at UKM, having migrated to Malaysia years earlier after marrying June Osman. Before debating, Omar was at various times a yachtsman, sailor, and fisherman before completing his PhD at Leeds and settling into academic life. Tales of life on the sea from this towering, red-bearded Cornish man called Omar over a pint of Guinness were endlessly entertaining. Omar found a fledgling debating scene in Malaysia and was the perfect person to activate it. A university student in the 1970s, he knew exactly what it took to make student organizations flourish. Omar drew in large participant numbers, made debating both serious and social, managed the politics, and nurtured the next generation of debate leaders. He moved beyond his own UKM and MMU debating societies to have roles in AIDA and as Malaysia's delegate to World's Council over multiple years. Omar was a critical member of a cohort in the late 1990s that oversaw significant change. Their purpose was to take Worlds to new countries and increase participation and equity while retaining the essential characteristics of BP debating. Omar served on the Rules Committee that drafted the first set of World's rules in 1996. He served on a constitutional committee that changed voting rights on council to be participation-based, a massive exercise that involved multiple countries voting against their self-interest, and formed the permanent committee we know today. Omar would then become its first chair. He was instrumental in the early success of the All-Asian Championships and in bringing Worlds to MMU in Malaysia. Omar published extensively, created debate training resources and adjudication guides. Like David said, Omar was also an outstanding adjudicator. He was a World's Grand Final judge on 4 occasions, DCA for Manila Worlds, and judged the Australs Grand Finals over 10 times. He was tough but fair and didn't favor institutions because of their names. In more recent years, he became dismayed by the relative decline of manner from adjudication rationales and the potential for debating to disconnect itself from the real world as we know it. As participation grew across Asia in the late 1990s and 2000s, Omar traveled extensively. He was a constant presence as Philippines and Thai debating flourished and supported debating in Korea, Japan, and elsewhere. His legacy lives on through the vibrant and diverse debate movements of Asia. Omar made many lifelong friends along the way. There has been an outpouring of messages in the week and a half since he passed away. Debaters were his people. He loved this community, and it loved him. Rest in peace, Omar Salahuddin. To honor his legacy, hopefully debating, while being one of the most ruthless sports out there, can also be a space that grows increasingly inclusive and welcoming. Thank you, everyone.
Thank you very much, Asan. We will now get started with announcing the results of the top 10 speakers. First, we will announce the top 10 EFL speakers.
I'm just here to do one, and then I will pass the baton to Dennis. 10th best EFL speaker with the average of 78.5 is Pavle Antonijevic.
All right. The 9th best EFL speaker with average speaks of 79 from Zagreb B, Lea Pogac. Oh, okay. Great. Your 8th best EFL speaker with average speaks of 79.22 from Athens A, George Frajgadakis. Great. Your 7th best EFL speaker with average speaks of 79.44, also from Athens A, Panagis Gouvelis. And your 6th best EFL speaker with average speaks of 79.56 from Copenhagen A, Darren Hua Manserberg.
The 5th best EFL speaker with an average of 79.78 from DKV B, Victor Bervowitz. The 4th best EFL speaker with an average of 79.89 from Zagreb B, Lovro Marusic. The 3rd best EFL speaker with an average of a flat 80 from Seoul A, Park Sung-hyun. The 2nd best EFL speaker with an average of 80.44 from Zagreb A, Jagera Sablic. And the best EFL speaker of Sofia Worlds 2026 with an average of 81.22 from PUCPC, Matthias Duran Santos.
Okay, we're going to continue with the top 10 ESL speakers. We have a tie in 9th place with a total speak of 731 and an average of 81.22. From Tokyo A, we have Kotaro Yoshida. Woo! I'm gonna call the next person. Also in 9th place with an average of 7381.22 from PUCPC, Matthias Duran Santos. In 8th place, with an average of 81.33, from NBUA, we have Bisa Angelov. In 7th place, with an average of 81.44. From Oxford A, we have Leo Marinopoulos. There's a tie for 5th place. I'll announce the first one, and then I'll announce the second one. With an average of 81.78, from Sofia A, we have Velina Andonova.
And the next speaker on the 5th place for the ESL with the same average is Maximus Papayonidis. And we proceed to a tie on a 3rd place with an average of 81.89 speaks from Sofia A, Alex Selvayev. Alec. Tied with Alec, and not from that far away, is Maria Macheva. Maria? Okay, then the second best ESL speaker with an average of 82.22 from Tokyo A is Nasa Chushia. And the best ESL speaker for Sofia WUDC 2026 on an average of 22.33. For a second year in a row, Amitai Berparat!
Okay, everyone, I'll be announcing the top 10 open speakers. On 10th place is a joint tie. The first goes to Alex Seviliev from Sofia A. Congratulations. The second speaker goes to Maria Masheva from MBUA. On 7th place, we have, the 8th position also is a joint tie. The first speaker going to Sophia Hannigan from Cambridge A. Not here? Okay, the second speaker on the tie goes from Tokyo A on average of 82.22 is Nasa Sushiya. On 6th place, from Stanford A, on 82.33 average score, we have Amitai Ben Porat.
All right. I have the honor of announcing the top 5 speakers in the world. In 5th place, with an average of 82.56, from Oxford C is Gareth Lim. In 4th place, with an average of 82.78, from Cambridge A is Max Rosen. In 3rd place, with an average of 83.11, from USUA is Jack Story. Good day. In 2nd place, with an average of 83.22, also from Sydney A, is Uday Kamath. And the best speaker of Sofia WUDC 2026, with an impressive average of 83.44, from Oxford C is Bharat Anantham.
Congratulations to everyone. We will now proceed to announcing the results of each of the finals. First, the Bobby Andika Ruitang Award for the EFL Finals Best Speaker. Council this year has amended the constitution to award the EFL Finals Best Speaker the Bobby Andika Ruitang Award. So I now invite Tengku Omar to share with us a few words about Bobby and their values, which were so important to the heart of global debating.
Thank you, everyone. I have done this introduction speech multiple times in Australs, WSDC, even last year, WDC. But I want people to know that it never gets easier. And Bobby, I hope I do you and your legacy justice. Bobby Andika Ruitang, for many people in this room, that name is already familiar. For Indonesians, it's something more than familiarity. It is our reference point. For those who are not familiar with Bobby, this is a short story about Bobby and a celebration that Indonesia is thankful for, having their legacy enshrined in the Constitution. Bobby was not simply part of the Indonesian debating circuit. They were the reason our circuit believed it belonged to the world stage. As a speaker, Bobby became our first ESL Grand Finalist at Worlds, not by softening their identity, not by sanding down their accent, but by insisting that their ideas deserve to be heard exactly as they were. As an adjudicator, they were among the earliest Indonesians to consistently break into the global circuit, showing that excellence is not owned by any one accent or region. They were the first Indonesian to edge-core major Australasian tournaments, UADC, ABP, Australs, and they treated each appointment not as their personal milestone, but as a door quietly held open for those who come after. But what defined Bobby was not where they went. It was how far they were willing to go for others. They crossed an archipelago of thousands of islands, universities, and schools, often at great personal cost, because for them, debate mattered, and because access mattered. They believed that talent should never be limited by geography and language barriers. In 2021, Bobby was set to become the first Indonesian EdgeCore member at a world-level schools major, WSDC. Weeks before the tournament, during the height of Delta's surge, they passed away. For those who knew them, the loss was immeasurable. I'm sorry. Their presence was calm, grounding, and affirming for all of us, the kind that made you feel safer simply by being in that room. Their absence left a silence that still echoes, even 4 years after. Sorry. But Bobby's fight was never only for Indonesia. It was for everyone who debates in a language that is not their first. For those who got told that their examples are too extreme because they are unfamiliar with it. For those who hear their regions described as uneducated, unstable, or unfamiliar. For those who must clear a higher bar just to be considered equal. For those constantly told to be clearer, simpler, and more structured, while others are granted charity. Bobby understood that burden intimately, and they refused to let it be invisible. They were always present in council rooms, in quiet conversations after rounds, pushing back against amendments that would disadvantage EFL and ESL speakers, challenging chairs who failed to credit EFL and ESL teams. They fought for representation not loudly but relentlessly until they no longer could, at least in body. Ironically, on my birthday 5.5 years ago, 2 years before their passing, Bobby once tweeted that they did not wish to be mourned. They wished to be celebrated, to be remembered with warmth and not sorrow. They said, quoting their tweet, "Death is always associated with sadness and grief. I want mine to be the exact opposite of that. I want them to commemorate all the good stuff. I don't want to be the reason people cry. I've done that enough when I'm alive. And I always want people to laugh, even in my death. And there's no better way to do that than through this award, an award that honors not just excellence in the EFL final, but the insistence that excellence has many voices, many accents, and many homes." Bobby was born on December 31st, and for years, Worlds was where their friends and loved ones celebrated that birthday together. Now, through this award, the community celebrates something even larger, what Bobby built, what they stood for, and what they made possible. Finally, they also once tweeted, "It is okay to mourn the loss of a friend, but do not let the conversation of what they did stop." And thus, it is my honor to present the Bobby Andika Rutang Award presented to the EFL Final Best Speaker, and my heartfelt congratulations goes to Katarina Lazic from Belgrade A. Congratulations and thank you very much.
Congratulations and thank you, Omar, for the words. Now to announce the results of the EFL final, I'd like to call on Enting Lee, the chair of the EFL final.
Hi everyone. I had the honor and pleasure of judging a fantastic EFL final with a panel of judges. Please join me in giving a round of applause to Brendan Chen, Guy Wolf, Jack Stanley, Mubarak Wasi, Paula Yakovic, Sachin, Tejas Subramaniam, and Uma Bukas. But could I ask everyone to also join me in giving a round of applause to all the teams that were on stage for the EFL finals, PUCPB, Belgrade A, Sukaba A, and Belgrade B. Well done. It's a long and fantastic discussion about a choice I know many of us have thought long and hard about. The choice to whether, as an average individual, to commit deeply to something, as many of you have now done standing here after the end of a tremendous World Debating Championships, or to live a life defined primarily by optionality. Partially due to the excellent nature of the debate, we had a very long and very contentious discussion in which we were not, unfortunately, able to arrive at a consensus decision. We are still waiting for the teams. All right, so as the suspense builds and you also think about that, we wait for the teams to come up. All right, and on a very, very close 5-4 decision, your EFL champions of Sofia WUDC 2026 are the team from opening opposition, Belgrade A. Congratulations to all teams.
Thank you. You were awesome.
Thank you. Thank you. Oh, okay. Yuki, Yuki. Thank you.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
All right, we now move on to the ESL final. The ESL Finals Best Speaker is awarded the Sadiq Ayinde Award to celebrate the life of Sadiq Ayinde, who overcame many barriers and reached the ESL Finals of Worlds. I now invite Mubarat Wasi to share with us some words about Sadiq and his brilliance.
Hi, everyone. Sadiq Ainde hailed from Kwara state of southwestern Nigeria. He was born with a genetic condition that meant that he was immunocompromised, but he wanted to live his life to the fullest. And so in his 20s, he found himself joining the Asia Pacific University, or APU, in Malaysia. It was there that he started debating and decided that he wanted to do something in the world of debating. He faced many challenges that are not alien to people today, be it detained in immigration offices in foreign countries, or being scored low because of his accent. Despite that, Sadiq, along with his best friend, Eric Onuoha, also from Nigeria, made it to the ESL Grand Finals of Dutch Worlds 2017. They lost on a split decision. And when Sadiq heard the result, he immediately turned to his friend and he said, "That's okay, we had a good run." And that was the kind of person he was. He was more than his debating achievements. He was funny, charismatic, and caring. He was loved by people in his society and took special care to reach out to younger debaters and was proactive in setting up a support structure, particularly for foreign students living in Malaysia. Unfortunately, due to medical issues, Sadiq passed away very young in a hospital bed, thousands of kilometers away from home. But as he had built a community in Malaysia, he may have been born in one home, but he was laid to rest in another. Many of us here today, many of you may not know him, but we can honor his legacy. We can honor his legacy by building societies where we are inclusive of people no matter where they come from. We can honor his legacy when we stop being obsessed with becoming friends with people at the top of the tab and more with those at the bottom. And we can honor his legacy as a community when someone who comes to Worlds for the first time does not break, says, "This was fun, I would love to do it again." Sadiq, my friend, rest in power. Thank you very much.
Now to announce the results for the ESL final, as well as call the teams on stage and announce the finals best speaker, our ESL finals chair, Ryan Lafferty.
Hello, everyone. I had the absolute delight of chairing the ESL finals of Sofia Worlds 2026. Before we announce the winner of the final, as well as the best speaker of the ESL final, I'd first like to thank all of the wonderful judges that joined me in adjudicating this excellent debate. We had Andrew Chen, Ashish Kumar, Ayal Moore, Dylan McCarthy, Jack Williams, Juanita Restrepo, Kelvin Damptey, and Minami. Before announcing the results, I'd like to invite all 4 teams that participated in this wonderful debate to come to the stage. In opening government, we had IGNU A. In opening opposition, we had Zagreb B. In closing government, we had AMU A. And in closing opposition, University of Belgrade C. After an excellent deliberation in which all teams, we have all teams? Yeah, perfect. In which all teams were thoroughly considered, we were able to arrive at a consensus decision. It is my honor to announce that the winners of the ESL finals of Sofia Worlds 2026 is the team in closing opposition, U Belgrade C. And on a 6-3 split decision, the best speaker of the ESL Grand Finals is the member of opposition. Oh, awesome. Congratulations to all teams. Now, last but most certainly not least, I don't think anyone's ever said otherwise. I'd like to announce, I'd like to call our Open Finals Chair Milos to announce the results of the Open Final.
Yeah, I'm very glad to follow these two announcements. It's very cool. Very proud of the guys. Thank you everybody for a very nice final about something that is a threat to also our sport that we love. So very interesting, CA team. In my panel, I had Bea Legaspi, Kat Chang, Pranav Kagalkar, Tekwe Tan, Tenku Omar, Team Pulic, Chi Malaji, and XK Lu. Excellent panel. We were crammed into a small room, but ultimately did reach a consensus decision. But before I announce that, let's call the team on the stage. Let's have a warm welcome to the opening government team, USUA. In opening opposition, we had Stanford A. In closing government on home turf, we had Sofia A. And last but not least, we have Cambridge A. Oh, is this like a ring that you get? Cool. Oh, sorry. Exciting. So, thank you all for a very nice final. We deliberated for a pretty long time. It's around 50 minutes. So, you know that we discussed all teams. And the Open champions of Sofia Worlds 2026 are... Opening Government USUA! Congratulations. Here's your ring.
Hi, everyone. Ooh. Congratulations to all the teams. If you all could indulge me for the music. Oh, it's getting quieter. If you could all indulge me for a little bit, I'd like to share a few personal words. Not as a member of CAP, just as a David. World is a really, really rare opportunity in any of our lives to dig deep and try harder than you ever have at anything ever. I still remember the lights in Cine Callao in Madrid and how bright they were, how hard it was to see the stage, but if you looked really right, you could squint and see Ashish writing notes from the second floor. I remember bowling over a Spanish politician on the way to receive the award because I couldn't see her through my tears. And I remember eating the driest chicken ever at Jollibee after. Those moments don't hold the potency that they used to anymore, guilt and halcyon as they are. I've moved on to other things. I've done a master's, I've moved to London and tried new things and met new people. There's a part of me that misses the pure, unrelenting clarity of a tournament like Worlds, of not having to know or think about anything else or needing anything other than this, whatever this is. As you all become fully fledged employed adults with jobs, leases, and taxes, I've come to appreciate how rare it is that you can really try so hard at anything in your life. We come together in this ritual to greatness for 7 days. We chart our own route to the stars, hitching hopes and dreams on our, oh, this is fundamentally arrogance, right? To look at the rest of the world and think, hey, I can give a better speech than that. I have found this arrogance to be enlivening, the most enlivening thing I have ever learned from debate. That you can be the best in the world despite the odds, because of the odds. Thank you for sharing in this arrogance with me and with Cap. Have a good night, Sofia, and we hope you enjoyed Sofia Worlds 2026.